Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the 9th episode of Storytime Adventures with Lala. Today's book is called Fanny Crosby, the girl who couldn't see but helped the world to sing. Baby Frances, or Fanny as everyone called her, was only 6 weeks old when she became blind. One day she could see, the next she couldn't. But she could still feel the warmth of her mummy's cuddles and the smell of her nice perfume. She could still hear her sisters singing and taste the sweetness of fruit. And that, for Fanny, was enough. Because not only was Fanny a happy girl, she was always looking for reasons to be thankful. She was also extremely, incredibly, amazingly smart. At the age of 10, Fanny had already memorized 8 books of the Bible. She could knit, climb, play sports, and write poetry. What a pity you can't see, people often said. But Fanny wouldn't have it any other way. The first thing my eyes will ever see is the face of Jesus in heaven, she would reply, and this filled her with joy. When Fanny was offered a place at a school for blind children in New York, she was thrilled. And though she missed her family, she enjoyed being with other people like herself. Together, they'd get up in all sorts of mischief. Like the night they sneaked into the school's fruit and vegetable garden for a cheeky midnight snack. At school, Fanny practiced her poetry and wrote beautiful verses that she shared with her family and friends. "You're such a great poet, Fanny," they would say, and one night she had a dream. In her dream, Fanny was following a big and bright star that took her to the gates of heaven. "May I go in?" she asked. "Not yet, Fanny," a voice replied. "But I will open the gates just a little so you can hear the burst of eternal music." That's when Fanny heard the most beautiful sound that her ears had ever heard. Not long after that, she began writing songs about God. And what wonderful songs she wrote. Her hymns helped many people to feel closer to God and were so popular that she soon found herself writing 6 or 7 a day. But every time before starting, Fanny would stop and pray, asking for God's help. Sometimes Fanny wrote the word first, which would then be turned into music. Other times, it went the other way round. One day, a friend played a tune and asked, "What do you think it says, Fanny?" "Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine," she replied. And just like that, one of her most famous hymns was born. A hymn that tells us there's no great happiness or blessing in knowing it's sure, for having assurance that Jesus loves us and is with us. Another day, a musician knocked on Fanny's door. "Help me, Fanny. I've written the music, but can you write the words? And could you do it quickly? I have a train to catch." He hummed the tune, and Fanny wrote the hymn "Safe in the Arms of Jesus" in just 15 minutes. Fanny loved to write songs about Jesus. This one tells us that because Jesus is so kind, his friends don't need to be scared of anything. When asked how many hymns she had written in her lifetime, Fanny would mull it over and say, over 5,000. She had a busy, long life. A life of joy and sunshine, as she liked to describe it. Serve the Lord with gladness, says Psalm 100 verses 2. Come before him with peaceful songs. And that's exactly what Fanny did, right until the end. And over 100 years later, we still sing her songs, knowing that Fanny is now safe in the arms of Jesus. The end. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Storytime Adventures with Lala. See you in our next episodes. Goodbye, kids.